Hello, and welcome back to Rooted Badger Rock's virtual workshop series. My name is Forrest Smart. Today we're going to be doing a cooking workshop, and it's the beginning. Well, yeah, it is the beginning of summer. It's the end of July. Actually, no, I can't even think of what time it is. It is the beginning of July. It is July 3rd. It's about to be the holiday weekend, and what better way to celebrate the summer than a good summer salad? And today we're going to be using, or our star ingredient for today's salad, we have kale today. So we're going to be making an avocado massaged kale salad is what we're going to be making. Massaged kale salads are really good just because you usually use like an oil or a fat to really work into the kale leaves. The reason why we're doing that is kale is usually pretty tough. It's not like lettuce or spinach. It's not really soft. It's kind of a tougher texture, a little bit more toothier to get into. And so when we actually rub or massage it with the oil, we start to break down a lot of the fibers within the kale, and it makes it really soft, a little bit more easier to chew, and it also makes it easier to digest for our digestive systems. So it's almost like we're pre-chewing the kale before we eat it. So it's actually cutting out that step, makes it easier for us to process, much easier for us to digest, and therefore we can actually get more nutrients out of it quicker. But yeah, it also just helps really increase the flavor of the kale. When we break up the fibers, it helps get the oil and the other flavorings we're going to add to it. So it just really makes it for a much better kale experience, if I had to put it that way. But in order to get started, we are going to prep our kale, and we're going to prep our ingredients for the massaging part of it. So a lot of times you would just use maybe like just olive oil just to put on your kale, massage it in really well. But today we're going to use a mixture. We're going to use a little olive oil, and then, as I mentioned in the name of it, we're going to be using avocados. So I'm going to get the avocado oil mixture ready first, and then I'm going to get the kale ready. We're going to devein it, or get all the stems off of it, and then chop it up real nice, and then we'll start the massaging part of it. So I'll get this one going. Got some avocados, a really nice ripe avocado. It's nice and soft. Real good. Oop, seed's gone. Let's do a quick slice. Just to get it out of the avocado a little easier. Just a little squares. Whoop! Lost it. Alright, let's start using the bottom. Yep. Again, you want to try to find a really nice and ripe avocado, just so it can kind of mash in really easily. It's not real hard or like chunky. So we'll do one whole avocado first. And we might even do a little more than that, actually. Let's do this one. Squeezing this all in. Oh, there goes my sheet. Alright, got a little stem on it. Should have brought a napkin out here. Oh well. Alright, so we got avocado in. Actually, we'll do it 1.5 avocados. How about that? A little extra creamy. Yep. Like I said, perfect time. Kale's great. Kale's been doing really well right now. We have some really big leaves, as you can see. A lot of tall stems. So perfect time to pick kale. Get your kale harvest out and make a delicious salad out of it. It's really easy, only about maybe 5 ingredients total, I'd say, so really not that hard. Probably the toughest one ingredient to find is just your avocado, a nice ripe avocado. I keep slipping out. That's all right. All right, so we'll do one more, just because I want a little extra avocado in this one. We're going to juice 1 lemon, or about maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons worth of lemon juice. Get the sticker out of here. Pop some of these seeds out so they don't get in our salad. Alright, do one. Ooh, a couple seeds in there and a sticker too. I'll get those out in just a second. Yep, so like I said, maybe about 2 to 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Kind of just going by eyeball right now. Get some of these seeds out of here. It's a little sticker. All right. So we got our lemon juice. We'll do about a tablespoon of olive oil. Here, I'll actually get the measuring spoon out for this one just to be exact. Throw that in there as well. And then just a little bit of salt and pepper to taste, maybe like a half a teaspoon. Oh, that's a little extra. Toss that out. Just a little black pepper to taste as well, maybe about a quarter teaspoon. All right. And next, we're just going to mash this up, kind of get it all incorporated if we can. Probably should have brought a little better instrument for this, but we're working with what we got. And again, this is actually all going to be incorporated because once we get our hands in there, we're going to really be able to really incorporate it all. So just kind of give it a quick mix, general for right now. Alright, so let that chill for now. Gather my kale. And many ways you can get your kale leaves off. I was just kind of like pulling straight from the bottom, pulling them right off. Yep. And then depending on how you want to do it, you can just grab pieces of kale. You can just tear them in there, honestly, if you want. Or you can get a little bit of a bunch, give them a quick little chop. Smaller pieces might be a little easier to work with. Pop those in there. Just rest my kale off. Whoop. Yeah, I got some nice big. This is curly leaf kale too, so it's not like the dinosaur kale or the lacinato. I forgot how you say it, but it's just some curly leaf kale we have here today. But you can use the other kinds if you want to. All right, so I got a little pile. I'm just gonna give this a quick chop. Pop that in there. A couple more pieces. Yeah. All right, almost done. Yeah, I really like this recipe. I actually just learned it not too long ago. I suppose I can give a shout out to all the SGSO Leadership Institute attendees that just came back from our conference. I was just there out in California in Santa Cruz, and we had a really good week with a lot of good educators and people that work in school gardens and farm to school programs. And one of the programs, or one of the lessons that we got to go through with the people there, was learning how to make kale salads. So we can take it, teach it to our kids, or even to workshops like this. So this is inspiration from the School Garden Support Organization, is where I found this recipe. So shout out to them and all of the cohort that was just there. Yep, we made this on our last night, cooking a big meal all together, and this was probably my favorite kale salad that we made. It was a little bit tangy and a little creamy from the avocado, and just the massaging it just makes it so toothy and really nice, good texture. All right, so we have all of our kale in here. And now I'm going to put on some gloves just so I don't got to deal with some really greasy hands afterwards. But another way we saw of doing this, especially when we were at the conference, you can make it very interactive, especially with children or kids, is you can put all these ingredients into a big plastic bag, like a big Ziploc bag, and then make sure you leave a little bit of air in it so you can kind of move it around. But there you can pretty much just work it around in the bag. You can hand it to each kid, they can pass it around, give it a couple little punches, really grip it, massage it out. And it's just another fun way you can do it. Again, you're still massaging the kale, getting everything incorporated, but just a little bit more fun manner. And it's a little bit more interactive. You can give it to everybody to try and do it that way. But we have all of our ingredients here. We got kale, avocado, olive oil, lemon juice, and then a little bit of salt and pepper. And then we're just going to start massaging it in. Oh yeah, this is going to be a nice creamy kind of kale salad. I put an extra avocado in there. And again, just massaging it to really break up those fibers, soften up the kale, soften up the leaves. Makes it easier to, we'll get that out of here. Makes it easier to digest, easier to chew, and it just really incorporates all those flavors really well. Yep. Yep. And depending on how long you want to do it, you can do it maybe as long as a minute or two. I'd say go for at least 2 minutes of massaging just to really break up those fibers. I don't have a whole lot of kale here, so I don't think we got to go more than 2 minutes, or maybe even a little bit less. All right. Yeah, I can already feel it. The leaves are getting really soft. They're getting a little more tender. Yeah, oh yeah. And again, we're getting the avocado in there, so there's a lot of good fats in there. And then the kale's providing a lot of fiber. There's a lot of iron in here, a lot of vitamin K. Helps with blood clotting. I mean, yeah, blood clotting. Really good for our digestive system once we break it down a little more. Alright. And kind of like when you cook kale, the kale really starts to condense down. So we had our big bowl of kale here. Now we got just a nice little pile of it. Really glad I wore gloves for this one, honestly, because it's very, very. What's a good word for this? I don't know. Not slimy, but in a good way. All right, I think we're just about there. I think I'll be good with that. I'll get some of those extras off my fingers. A little sweat in my eye. Woo. All right, and so here's kind of what our finished product is going to look like. Again, nice and incorporated with all the avocado, and then just some extras you can put into it. You can add anything to this salad too. If you want to make it a whole meal, you could add some protein. You could add chicken, steak, tofu, whatever kind of meat or other protein you like to add to it. You can always add more vegetables, add some tomatoes, some sliced peppers, bell peppers. What else would you want to put in here? Cucumbers. Yeah, anything else you want to put in a salad. Whatever you're feeling like, it's good. Just remember, it's got a nice little tangy flavor from the lemon, and then kind of a creamy texture from the avocado. So whatever you like to complement those flavors. And just for me personally, from a lot of my salads, I always like a little crunch, a little nuttiness or something to go with it. So I brought in some sunflower seeds or some pepitas. You could also do like pine nuts. Toasted pine nuts, I've heard, is really good with this as well. It gives it a kind of like roasted, crunchy taste. But today I think we're just going to go with some raw sunflower seeds, just a little bit. Maybe a few pepitas too, just because I like having a little extra protein, a little extra fiber in mine as well. Just a couple shakes of those. All right, let's give it one last little mix with the spoon. There we go. So here's our finished product. Nice avocado massaged kale salad. As always, I'll take just a little taste, see what we're working with. Yep, it's just as delicious as the first time I ate it. Really tangy from the lemon juice. And the kale is just really nice and soft. It's really easy to chew. It doesn't have that real kind of fibery kind of texture as much. Still got to chew it a little bit, but it's definitely got a much better palatable texture, I'd say. But yeah, this is what we're cooking this week with our virtual workshop. I really hope you all get to try it, get to enjoy it. Go find some kale in your garden. Go find an avocado and a lemon from your store. Or if you live down in the southern regions, go find a lemon tree maybe. But yeah, whatever variations you want to make on it, a whole meal as a side dish or just a nice little snack. You can keep this in the fridge. Just want to keep it tight. Sealed. Maybe up to about 3 days, and then the kale is going to start getting really mushy if you leave it a little bit longer. So it'll last up in the fridge for a little bit. You can prepare it prior to for a little while and leave it out maybe more than like 2 hours or so. But yeah, really great salad, amazing tastes, and yeah, get to utilize a great vegetable in our garden, the kale. So with that, I'm just going to wrap it up and say thank you all for joining us again here at Badger Rot with our virtual workshop series, and we will see you again next week with another one.